Ty got his first win at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, his first and only, and he continues to show the way here at Daytona. 53 laps down, 47 to go from Daytona International Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network. We're going to keep it right here, Mike Bagley.
Oh, trouble, mayhem in turn number 3. Brendan Gaughan and a host of others. A dozen trucks crash and collide.
Max Gresham, one of those trucks that continue to spin into turn number 4. Nearly a dozen, maybe more trucks continue to spin through turn number 4. Trying to get an ID on many of those trucks involved. He dug the Tim George truck down and away. He was involved. We also had the truck of Ryan Truex pulling away with damage. Darrell Wallace, Timothy Peters, all spinning and crashing at the end of the back straightaway up into turn 3. Our pole sitter, Brendan Newberry, a lot of right side damage as he continues to limp off of turn number 4. Brendan Gaughan also involved.
Most of the trucks able to work their way back around the pit road, but again, let's start where it began in turn 3.
And it started in the outside lane of the racetrack, Joe. A couple of trucks got together. Brendan Newberry, one of those. Brendan Gaughan got a piece of that. Herman Quiroga, also Chris Fontaine got some of that as well. They slid up and into the safer barrier in turn number 3. And Kyle Rickey, when they came off the safer barrier, that's when everybody else towards that mid-pack, back of the pack range had nowhere to go. And that's where the mayhem continued to break out, sliding and crashing over towards you in 4.
Yeah, it all started in about that 7th or 8th position with Herman Quiroga and others up toward the front. And then quickly the track was blocked and more trucks continued to limp around. Chris Fontaine, a lot of right side damage. Brendan Gaughan became collected. Timothy Peters, some minor damage on his truck, but yeah, it got big over in turn number 3 quickly, and a lot of the trucks ending up on the apron with a whole lot of damage at the apron of turn number 4, continuing to limp the pit road.
Brendan Gaughan taking his truck behind the wall. Let's check in with Steve Post.
Yeah, Brendan Gaughan, a lot of damage on the front of his South Point Chevrolet. He's taking it behind the wall. They're going to work on it there. Looking right now also Max Gresham, damage on the left rear, damage on the right-hand side of his truck. And he continues now, headed back up on the speedway. And Alex, looks like there might have been a truck or two in front of you.
Yeah, there's a couple of trucks that came down the midsection of the pit lane, Steve. One of them, the pole sitter, Brendan Newberry, he was just simply trying to figure out how to get back to the garage area for the Camping World trucks, which is actually back towards the middle of the infield. No real easy way to get there. He made the turn in behind the wall here and still awaiting his crew to get back here. But Brendan Newberry, your pole sitter, collected in the crash.
Well, when you go back and take a look at it, Joe and Mike, I know, Mike, you had a great bird's eye view of it. That crash looked like it started when Brendan Gaughan tried to make it 3 wide. He had Herman Quiroga working to the inside. He had the pole sitter Brendan Newberry on the outside, Mike, and Brendan Gaughan looked like he saw an opening right up the gut, tried to jam that truck up there, and all of a sudden the two of them kind of closed down on both the right front quarter and the left front quarter and turned those two trucks on the outside of Brendan Gaughan head on into one another.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jeff. As soon as that hole opened in the middle, it quickly closed, and Brendan Gaughan trying to go up the middle, make it 3 wide. Glancing off of the outside of Herman Quiroga and to the inside of Brendan Newberry, those 3 trucks locked together and slid up the banking. And when that happened, and when they started to roll back down the banking, everybody was just jammed up, had nowhere to go. There were a couple of drivers that were able to snake their way through. John King, one of them, threaded the needle perfectly. Also, Johnny Sauter, Matt Crafton, both of those trucks almost collected in that accident. They made it through, but there's a lot of drivers that didn't here in turns 3 and 4.
Looks like about 12, maybe 13 trucks got some form of damage from that crash up there, and that was just the kind of thing, Jeff, we were talking about just a few moments ago, is how close they had come so many times to something like that happening here this evening. And that one incident, they got a little too close, and it all broke loose. Let's hear from the pole sitter involved in that, Brendan Newberry. Alex?
Brendan Newberry, unfortunately, is back here still aboard your truck as the jigsaws begin to cut the sheet metal away. What happened from your driver's seat, Brendan?
I don't know. I was just staying right there with the 29 truck. Ryan and I think we're starting to gain positions there. I don't know who was behind me. I just know that everyone was kind of moving around a little bit. But you know, I don't think it's anyone's fault. Just a racing incident. But, you know, I feel bad for my guys. They worked their tails off. I feel bad for Fight for Life. But just like Fight for Life event.org, we're going to keep fighting. And, you know, this isn't the start to our season, man. You know, we're just going to keep going.
That's Brendan Newberry, your pole sitter tonight. Heavy damage to the left front of his truck, also the right front of his truck. Looked like he got pinched up against the safer barrier because the damage down the entire right side of the pole-winning truck.
A young man that literally got a hug or a high five from everybody in the Truck Series garage after he scored his first pole in just his 11th Series start. Boy, that's a tough way to end what was a great day in all for Brendan Newberry. Unofficially, 13 trucks involved in our second caution. From Daytona International Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.